Hello friends, this is Hedda. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am setting up my bullet journal for March 2022 and I am so happy that you're here to follow along. Make sure that you click the subscribe button so that you never have to miss an upload from me. My bullet journal is basically a creative planner and journal, but if you want a more basic explanation, I've put a link to the original bullet journal website in the description box below. This month I am busting out my alcohol-based markers again, since it's been a while since I did that in my journal. Last year in March 2021 I did a light academia theme. It inspired the launch of my very own online shop, and it's a theme that's very dear to my heart. So this year, in honor of my sticker shop's 1-year anniversary, I am doing a dark academia theme. If you go to Pinterest and search for dark academia and light academia, you'll see the differences between them, but generally speaking, we want earthy tones, dark hues, books, basically an old European town with towers and cobblestone on a gloomy day during twilight. I don't necessarily think that my setup ended up being dark enough, but I think I will try to incorporate more dark pictures in my weekly spreads and make up for it. Last year I focused on beige and green for my light academia theme, so this time I'm going for darker browns and dark pink and reds. If you've ever purchased from my shop before, you'll have gotten my business card with your order, which has my light academia girl on it, and although it wasn't my intention, this girl looks very similar to her, so let's pretend that our light academia girl got 1 year older and went full dark academia. My friend Hannah also pointed out that it looks a bit like me, but I can only dream of having a thick, fluffy braid like that, so the only similarity really is that we both have bangs. Either way, this drawing was inspired by this tattoo design that I found on Pinterest, which was uploaded by a Karen Lima. I don't know if that's the artist, but I've put a link to the photo in the description box below if you want to check it out. I gave this girl blonde hair, but it turned out quite yellow, so I guess she has yellow hair now. I did actually draw this exact drawing digitally as well because I wanted to create a sticker for my patrons, and in the digital drawing I managed to make the hair more dusty blonde like I had intended, so I am happy with that. All my Charles patrons in March will receive a vinyl sticker of this girl, but the digital version, plus a brand new sticker sheet that I haven't released yet or even shown anywhere yet, so I'm quite excited for that. And for those joining the Charles tier on my Patreon in February, you're getting a mermaid sticker sheet and a mermaid vinyl sticker, which fits together with my February bullet journal setup. So definitely check out that video as well as my Patreon page if that sounds interesting to you. There are only 50 spots open for the Charles tier, which is the only tier that gets physical stickers in the mail. That was a lot of information, so if anything is confusing, just reach out, either in a comment here on YouTube or in messages on Instagram or even on Patreon. I answer all the messages that I get there too. As you know, it's a terrible idea to use alcohol-based markers in your journal, so that's why I am drawing on a separate piece of paper. This particular marker paper is from Copic actually. I've had it for ages. I bought it in Japan and the last time I was there was in 2018, so yeah, I've had this paper pad for a while. I know that some people seem to think that there exists marker paper where the alcohol-based marker doesn't bleed through, but I have yet to see that. It does bleed through this marker paper, but it doesn't feather unless of course the marker is like too juicy, which happened actually on one of the roses. There was too much ink coming out of my alcohol-based marker, which was very odd because I store them horizontally, so it shouldn't really have happened, but it did anyway. So I drew this on marker paper and I chose a marker paper that is very thin. I have thicker marker paper as well, but I thought that since I am gluing it into my journal, it would be more convenient to use a thinner paper so that it doesn't get too bulky, because I know from experience that doing a lot of collage themes in my journal makes the journal very bulky. I used my Sakura Jelly Roll pens for details, so I used both a white one and a metallic bronze color because bronze is very similar to the rose gold that is in a lot of the washi tape that I'll be using in this setup, so I thought that those would go really well together. The bronze doesn't really show up unless the light hits it though, because it is very similar to the brown on the pants when you're just looking at it directly, but I think it's a fun detail and the end result looks quite nice. So after I was done coloring it in, I just had to cut it out, and I chose to leave a thin white border around the drawing so that it wouldn't disappear in the collage, because I know with myself my collages usually get a little bit out of hand, so to make sure that the drawing doesn't disappear in the chaos, I'm leaving a white border around it, so basically like a sticker. I sometimes get questions about my scissors, and they're from Hey. I don't know if they sell them anymore because I've had them for years, probably for like 5 years or something. Anyway, now I could finally get started on my cover page, and I am using a lot of the washi tapes and stamps and stickers from the Vintage Rose collection from Notebook Therapy. I saw a lot of people use this collection for their February setups. I know it's kind of a Valentine's themed set, but I also think it fits perfectly with this dark academia theme, and it's kind of reminding me of Beauty and the Beast, and if there is a Disney movie that embodies the dark academia theme, it's definitely Beauty and the Beast. As is normal with my collages, I went in without a plan, so I started out with this craft paper tape from Stationery Pal. This was great to kind of make a base in the center of the page. At first I thought, should I do one collage on one page and something else on the other, but I ended up going for a center position, so I put down some washi tape from the Vintage Rose collection as well. There are browns and pinks in this washi tape set, so it actually fit perfectly. I also used some other brown washi tape from Stationery Pal that I got, and then I am just building the collage using ripped out pages from old books and then some ephemera that my pen pals have sent me. The photos I got from Kat's Planner in her advent calendar to me, and although they might be a little bit more light academia than dark academia, I still think that they fit well. I'm cutting out these paper clips from a washi tape. This is a washi tape from the washi tape shop. Although they come on a tape, I think they look better as stickers, so I cut them out and use them as such. I used what was left of the marker paper to write March with my Tombow dual brush pen. I used a deep pink because I thought that would be a nice contrast so that it's not too brown on this page, because most of my ephemera is brown and there wasn't very much pink other than a little bit of the tape and of course the roses in my drawing. I cut it out, and I even used my X-Acto knife to cut out the paper in between the flourishes because I thought that would look a bit nicer. I think actually the end result looks really nice, and with the white border it stands out a bit more against the background, which is the same idea as the drawing. So this way they're both kind of getting the attention that they deserve, and you can still see that it says March, so you can tell that it's the cover page for March. The glue I am using is a glue tape from Tombow. It is really great. It is my favorite glue tape, but I think that for a drawing like this it might be better to use a glue stick. It would definitely be easier because of all of the leaves that I had to try to use the glue tape with, and yeah, that was a little bit messy. You can see that the way that I structured this collage was first by putting down the larger pieces like the thick washi tape and the craft paper tape, and then layering smaller pieces above that, and then after I put down the main drawing and the title, I'm just adding smaller stickers and washi tape around that, and also using stamps from the Vintage Rose collection. And then I'm using my bronze metallic Sakura jelly roll pen to make some sparkles because, you know, everything looks nicer with sparkles. This is something that I say in every single video. And that was it for the cover page. So now I'm moving on to the next page, which will be my monthly calendar. This month I went all out with the collage. The end result of this spread might seem a little bit messy to some of you guys. So I'll try to talk you through all of the different components of this page because there is a lot going on, I will admit that. On the left page, I have a tasks list. So inside of this rectangle, I'll write down my main tasks for the month of March. Usually what I write in here are like the bigger tasks, like the videos that I want to put out in March. I am definitely not ahead of things when it comes to videos. I usually make a video and then post it that same week. So I make one video every week. I'll also put down the main Patreon tasks for each month. So I have 4 tiers on my Patreon. So I put one task for each tier and also my newsletter. I'll also put down any tasks pertaining to my online store. For example, if I have any releases, which I do have in March. I have a small shop update coming in March. I'm very excited about that. And then any other tasks that I already know of, I'll also add to it throughout the month. So this rectangle has room for a lot. I also have a section for my focus of the month. This can also be called a goal section, like which goals I have for the month of March. Especially after I graduated, I find that it's important to have a goal for the month. Otherwise, time just flies by and you can have months at a time where nothing happens or you don't get anything done other than your work, and that's not a very good feeling. So that's why I have that focus section. Sometimes I'll have maybe one goal related to my work and then one goal related to my personal life. To the left of the focus section, I have a calendar because on the right side of the spread, I have a Ryder Carroll style calendar. So sometimes it's hard to visualize the month for me when the month is laid out on a list like this instead of in a grid. So that's why I have a little grid on the side here, and then I can also put in some stuff in the little calendar grid if I want to, which is why I wrote all the dates in a faint beige Tombow dual brush pen, because that way I can write above it or fill it in or do whatever I want with it and I can still see the numbers. When I make my calendar spreads like this, I tend to think of it as more of a monthly dashboard rather than just a calendar, because it has a lot more than just the calendar. For the title of the spread, I just lettered March the same way that I did on the cover page, but with a brown Tombow dual brush pen this time, just to make it look a little bit different. I cut it out the same way using my X-Acto knife, and I did try to make the bottom half of the letters a little bit darker, kind of an ombre effect, although they don't blend, so it's more of like a block effect. I don't even know how to explain it. An X-Acto knife is such a great tool when it comes to collaging, because you can see that I use it a lot to cut out the tape so that it doesn't cover up the essential parts of the spread, like the calendars and the task list and all of that. Especially when doing a collage theme and also using pens to make boxes and titles and stuff, I like to make it look like the boxes are part of the collage, and to do that I make some of the ephemera look like it's behind the boxes and then some of it is above. I think it makes the theme more cohesive, and it does take a little bit of planning and you do need an X-Acto knife for it, but the end result is really nice. And if you want one tip about collaging, that's it, really. I used some of the stamps again on this page, as well as some of the stickers that come with the washi tape set from Notebook Therapy. If you watched my videos before, you already know this, but I am an affiliate of Notebook Therapy, so if you ever want to make a purchase from there, I have a discount code for 10% off that you can use. If you do use that code, I earn a small commission and you get a discount, so it's a win-win situation. So I'll leave that in the description box below as well. With collage spreads like this, it's all about the details. So as you can see in the calendar, I made every other line beige just to differentiate them a little bit more. And I also used the same Tombow dual brush pen to make some lines in the boxes on the left page so that they're not just super white and bare. The third and final spread that I am making in this video is a little bit different than normal. I am making a habit tracker this month as well, but instead of doing a playlist, I am making a content planner spread. I normally don't make content planner spreads. I mean, I have made them in the past. Recently, I feel like my content planning has just gone off the rails. I've been terrible at planning. It's been very stressful for me to make sure that I upload something because social media will forget about you in no time, which I know this is not hashtag relatable or anything. Most of you will not have any use for the spread, but I am making it for me because it's something that I need this month, and I'm sure you can use this for school or for your work or anything like that, planning projects or whatever. But yeah, I normally use software to plan my content, or at least I schedule content, but for some reason I just haven't used it lately for the past couple of months, and I really want to get back into it and make an effort to have more of a plan when it comes to my content instead of just uploading whenever and making whatever I feel like. So that's the intention of the spread. I'm gonna have some color coding because I do upload content on like 2 different Instagram accounts, one YouTube account, and then one TikTok account. So there's a lot of different content going on these different channels. Definitely go follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you aren't already following me there. So I don't know if I'll go into detail about how my content plan works, but on the right side I have my habit tracker. If you've watched bullet journal videos before, you probably already know what that is. It's basically just a tracker for things in your life that you want to keep track of. It can be as simple as which days of the month you have washed your hair, or it can be how many days of the month you worked out, or stuff like that. So this month I am actually making room for a lot more habits than last month. Last month I only did 4. This month I am doing 7. Since this whole theme is kind of chaotic, I decided to not put the calendars on straight lines. Instead, I'm putting them a little bit here and there, and then I am making a little collage in the middle and also in the bottom right corner where there won't be a calendar. I actually really like how it turned out. I think it's pretty cute. I'm using a Zebra Sarasa gel pen for the border around the calendar because it is a darker brown than my Unipin brown fine liner. I actually noticed that the Unipin Sienna fine liners are darker than the Copic fine liners, which I didn't realize because I never had both of them next to each other, but now I do. You'd think they'd be the same color since they have the same names, but nope. So anyway, for these calendars I will just fill in the days that I do each habit, and as you can see there is a little bit of room above each calendar where I will write the habit that I am tracking. The thin brown washi tape that I'm using for each of the calendars is from Tukti, and the color fit really well with this theme, so I'm very happy about that. Almost all the stickers in this whole setup is from the Vintage Rose washi tape set from Notebook Therapy, but I did also use some stickers from Cozy Curiosities that you will have seen here and there. I am also excited to share that I am releasing a Dark Academia sticker sheet myself. It turned out so cute, so I am very excited to finally release that in March. I haven't decided on a date yet, but it will be early March or late February. Probably early March. Again, this is why I need a content plan. So that is the whole setup. I'm really pleased with the results. Again, it could have been a little bit darker to be more Dark Academia, and maybe I need more books, probably, but you know, I still have 5 weekly spreads to set up, so I can remedy that for sure. If you like the setup, please put a Dark Academia inspired emoji in your comments so that I know that you watched the video all the way through. And I know I talked about my Patreon earlier in this video, but I do have a contest there this month where you can submit a photo of something that you made inspired by me or using stickers or printables from me, and the prize is a notebook from Notebook Therapy and washi tape samples and stickers of your choice from my sticker shop. It's only open for patrons and it is a contest, not a giveaway, so you do have to submit a photo to be entered into the contest, but that also means there's a higher chance of winning because you're only competing against other patrons. And that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot to me that you watch my videos every month. And I hope that you're all having a lovely day. And I'll see you next time. Bye!